Hey everybody, and welcome back to Grunt Reviews. We are back out at the range, the lovely U.S. Shooting Academy. In my hand, I have the Tokarev TAR-12. That's their AR-12 style. Getting this thing out for a range review. We're going to put it through its paces. As always, guys, go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and drop a comment with your thoughts. That helps us with the YouTube algorithms. Tickle that little notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our content. And as always, I've got my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. If you like what we're doing for you, we always appreciate your support. And let's get into it. So first things first, as always, I have the factory 5-round mag loaded up with some of the Black Aces buckshot, as we always break everything in with. It is a 2 3/4, 14.25 feet a second double-aught buck. It does not give me a pellet count. And this is the absolute in basic functionality. It should run these without an issue. Here we go, 5 rounds. All right, locks back just as it should. And I'll spare you the reload time. I have the 10-round magazine loaded up also with the Black Aces. Preloaded this in case it needed some additional break-in time. All right, that may be mag related. There we go. 10 rounds. Locks back just as it should. Something I will mention with these mags, one, these are brand new, but two, they are 10 rounders, but they like to hold 9. They do get a little stiff there at the top. We know it'll run the buckshot without issue, so now we're going to start stepping it down as we normally do. I have got some Winchester. This is some Fast Dove High Brass. It's a 7.5, 1350 feet a second, 1 ounce load, and 2 3/4. We're going to load up 10 rounds. We want to make sure it'll run this. Eventually we'll get all the way down to, I think I've got 1125 feet a second stuff. Let's see. 5. This will be 9 rounds loaded up. Let's see if it'll run the dub load. Alright, bolt goes home. And locks back just like it should. So we're going to step it down just a hair. Something I will mention, this thing is just a little bit tight in that mag well. Alright, I've got some Monarch. This is a 7.5, 1350 feet a second, 1 ounce shot. This is the Academy House brand. The stuff's usually available. So we'll see if it will run this stuff. And I'm trying to get if you haven't watched this before, I try to give you a decent mix of things that may be available at a retailer near you, so you know what works and what doesn't. One more. All right. Monarch Birdshot. Let's see if she runs. And locks back just as it should. So something I do want to mention while I'm thinking about this, and I'll have the camera guy come in. So this grip has this pre-molded, I guess, finger groove here, and it has this finger groove here. So if you shoot it the way the grooves line up, you end up like halfway down the grip here. if you shoot it the way it actually feels comfortable, you end up trying to jam 2 fingers inside this hole. If they had either just put a straight grip on it, no finger grooves, no nothing, or got rid of the shelf, would be a little bit nicer, or maybe come up a little bit fatter. Just something, not a huge deal, but it is just a little bit annoying. We'll also highlight some of the oil splatter here. These things do come a little bit gooey. I am going to go grab some more ammo. We're going to give the camera a sec to cool off. It's a little warm, and we'll do some more shooting. Alright, so I did bring some 3-inch out for this one because I know somebody's going to ask. This is the Remington. It is a buckshot 3-inch, 12.25 feet a second, 15 pellet. And we're going to put this into the 5-round magazines. This is going to be for your, you folks that like to hunt. But everybody asks if it'll run 3, and I finally remembered to bring some. My shoulder probably won't like me for it, but it is what it is. Alright. 5 rounds, 3-inch Remington. Okay, bolt goes home with a little bit of assistance. Alright, and we've got a fail to feed there. Let's see here. Scarred up the brass pretty good. Mag's still locked in. Next one goes home. Alright. Failure to extract there. That's it. Does not seem to like the 3-inch. We're going to manually fire this last one. Alright. So, does not seem to like the 3-inch, even though it is labeled and marketed as 3-inch. Something to consider there. So we're going to go back to our buckshot. We've been kind of stepping it down. This is some, let's see here, Federal High Power, 1,200 feet a second, 1 1/8 ounce. This came from, I think, Walmart or somewhere like that. Cheap and readily available. This is a little bit lower brass. Yeah, if it'll go in, we'll be doing all right. There we go. All right. Let's try the Federal Birdshot, see what she does. It's almost like, or something I will point out, bolt seems almost a little bit slow. It's almost like it needs a little bit more oomph to the recoil spring. Locks back just as it should. 10 rounder still a little bit tight there. So that was 1,200. I'm going to step it down to 1180, and then we're going to go all the way down to 1145. So this is the Federal Top Gun. Also cheap, readily available. I think they do you can buy the big bricks of these for not a whole bunch of money. Go with 7 rounds. Alright, we're locked in. Bolt still doesn't like to go home. And something else, the charging handle seems to be working its way out just a little bit. We'll see if it flies out on this one. Alright, runs through exactly as it should. Last one we're going to run and then we'll do our gauntlet test. This is some of the Winchester AA. It's the 7.5 shot, ounce and an eighth, 1145 feet a second. This is about the bottom of what you're going to get on loading. We'll do another 7 to 8 with that, whatever I can count to. And the casing on these is a little bit slicker, so let's see if the spring has enough oomph to send it home. And it did on that one. All right, runs through that just fine. Last one we're going to load up. This is the 19 round magazine, and it's sad that this has to be said on camera, but this is below YouTube's 30 round deal, so this is only 19 rounds. And we're gonna mix it up here. I've got some Rio high brass number 8 shot. I have got some of the Monarch. Let's see here. I've got a Fiocchi slug or two we're gonna toss in here. We're going to throw some Black Aces buckshot in. I have got, let's see here, that one's chewed up. I've got some Star Team Evo, some 7.5 shot. We're going to throw in a couple of the double A's for good measure. And then I'm going to throw in some Federal Field and Target. This is a 2 3/4, 1,200 feet a second, ounce and an eighth. That's that inexpensive red stuff there. And then I'm going to throw in some Fiocchi Shooting Dynamics. This stuff is really, really low brass. We've had some, even though it's rated at 1,200, we've had some failures in the past with it. Let's see here. And we're going to throw in one of these Trio Pala 8 shots. All right, and one more. Let's see here. And we'll throw another Monarch on top. So this will be a decent mix of a little bit of everything. We're going to see if it's going to run it. If you're counting at home, you probably know better than I do how many I loaded. Bolt does go home. Here we go. Locks back just as it should. Let me get cleaned up. We'll do some final thoughts on it. Final thoughts on this. Some likes and dislikes. So I do like the fact that you do get pop-up sights. And I know this is not a huge deal, but it's nice they pop up. You don't have to flip them up yourself. Really do like the handguard. Actually gives you a nice solid grip surface, since most people are not using the entire length of their pick rail. So far it does run. I will say that with a full magazine, does seem like the recoil spring needs to be just a hair stronger, just to make sure that that bolt goes all the way into battery. Had a couple of little issues there. With the 3-inch, do wish we'd gotten a little bit better performance there. Couple of failure to extracts, couple of failure to feeds. Obviously it is a little bit longer shell, and that could relate to needing just a little bit stiffer spring in it. I mean, but all in all, good performance, runs a variety of ammos. The trigger, although it is a little bit heavy, still is very, very usable. And with something, I'm going to say a little bit more range focused. Haven't noticed any issues that wasn't a real sticking point. Mentioned it earlier, but the grip, these are interchangeable with AR grips, but would be nice if they put something just a little bit better on there. The rubber texture, not terrible, but just the way you end up having to hold it just makes it awkward. Obviously, these are inexpensive. They are entry level, but there's some little adjustments they could probably tweak and keep it in that same price category. But all in all, for a good, inexpensive AR-12, Tokarev did a decent job with this. Outside of the little stuff, it does run well. Guys, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to drop them below. I'm here to help you out. And as always, stay safe, train hard.